Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Monday. Welcome back. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. So today I wanted to share with you how I finally am actually getting rid of the melasma on my forehead. I do have some before and I guess almost after pictures. There's still a little tiny bit there, but I feel like within about a month or a month and a half, it's going to be completely gone based on how quickly I've gotten rid of it with this specific product that I've been using. So melasma can be certainly a very frustrating condition for a lot of people. I was lucky in that up until probably like the last few years of my life, I've never really dealt with it. I did not deal with melasma during my pregnancy with my daughter. In fact, my skin actually looked pretty great during my pregnancy. I didn't feel super great, but my skin was like, yeah, we like these hormones. But yeah, in recent years, I have started noticing some melasma on my forehead, and it was incredibly stubborn. It can be caused by a whole host of different things: hormonal, sun damage, pregnancy, which I guess is hormonal. But yeah, there's different triggers for different people, and my melasma was not awful. It was actually quite easy for me to cover it up with my makeup, and I just used powder foundation. But it was frustrating because, as you guys are aware, if you watch my videos pretty regularly, I am super diligent about my skincare routine. I am on tretinoin. I have been for several years now. I use a lot of different ingredients that should have ideally made the melasma better. And here's kind of, I guess, like the moral of my story, me wanting to do this video, is that sometimes you can buy all of the right products from over the counter, so things that you can buy at Ulta, at the drugstore, at Sephora, wherever you buy your skincare. There's a whole host of things to choose from, right? There's retinols, there's vitamin C, there's niacinamide, there's tranexamic acid, like glycolic acids, all sorts of wonderful over-the-counter skincare. And I use a lot of that, and you guys know that if you watch my videos. But no matter what I did, no matter what I tried, even with my prescription tretinoin, it was not getting rid of the melasma on my forehead. And mine was really interesting because it presented as like bands across my forehead. And when I wasn't wearing makeup, they were quite obvious. So I wear makeup most days, so that's fine. But I just wanted for myself, and it is a very, like, this is not a necessity in life. Like, I didn't have to get rid of this melasma. It wasn't destroying my life in any kind of way, but it was just something where I thought, that kind of annoys me. Because when I look in the mirror, it's what I see. It's not necessarily what other people saw when they looked at me. It's not the first thing that they maybe noticed, but it bugged me, right? So I'm always of the mindset that if something bothers you and you can do something about it, you should do it. So for years, I was trying all sorts of different skincare, which made a wonderful impact on the rest of my face. Like, I'm really pleased with the way that my skin looks. But none of those things ever touched the melasma, really. And so finally, a few months ago, when I went into the dermatologist to have my yearly mole check for skin cancer, which is super important. If you're not doing that, you should be doing that, especially if you are someone who grew up in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and you regularly, I don't know, maybe slow roasted yourself on a trampoline covered in baby oil. That's what I did in the 90s. And I'm sure that a lot of the damage on my face it's from that time, right? Like, you ruin your skin in your youth and it really shows up once you hit like your late 30s and into your 40s. Listen, things change a lot when you get into your 40s. I hate to be the bearer of, I guess, unfortunate news, but you should work on preventative things if you are a little bit earlier on in life, protect your skin from the sun, number one, is what I would say. But yeah, you know, there's all sorts of things that I did in my youth that really weren't great for my skin, and now I'm paying the price. And I do think that probably the melasma that I had popping up on my forehead was probably just prior damage coming through. That's what my dermatologist hypothesized. Anyway, so when I went in, I was like, okay, so while I'm here, can I just ask, can you think of anything that would get rid of the melasma on my forehead? And he was like, oh yeah, I've kind of been waiting for you to like ask about it, because he actually made a note of it in my chart the last time, and he was like, I was surprised that you didn't ask for anything to, but he's also not the type to like pressure you to like do things to yourself, which is great, which is why I see this particular dermatologist. He was like, I can give you a prescription. It does contain hydroquinone, which I do know a lot of people don't wish to use hydroquinone, and that's okay. You might have to find something else that works for you, but it turns out that hydroquinone was the ingredient that I was missing to actually get rid of the melasma. So my message to you, before I tell you what my little formula is here and where I got it and all that stuff, but my message to you is, if you are trying everything possible to address a condition that you have on your face that really bothers you, if you're not getting anywhere with over-the-counter stuff, you might need to go see a dermatologist. I know that that's probably like everybody's least favorite thing to do, because prescriptions can usually be pretty expensive, although I was really impressed with the price point of this. It was actually less than what I paid for a lot of the skincare that I've been using for years now. But yeah, go and talk to your physician, and there are stronger ingredients that are prescription that can be compounded for you. This came from a compounding pharmacy, and there's a few other ingredients that they can mix in there to really make that main ingredient a lot more effective. So I received a prescription through a company called Skin Medicinals. I believe they're based out of Arizona. I don't know if that matters. Anyway, so this was a compounded prescription that my dermatologist sent over to Skin Medicinals, and I paid them directly. This was not something that the insurance covered for me, just so you know. But this particular prescription for a 3-month supply cost me $45. I pay more for my Sunday Riley Good Genes, and Good Genes never, while it really exfoliates my face beautifully and gives me the most gorgeous glow, it never took care of the melasma. Lactic acid was not doing it for my melasma. A lot of things were not doing it for my melasma. So my formula contains the following things. So I have hydroquinone, which is the main ingredient. Hydroquinone is known to actually be able to, like, it essentially bleaches your skin. There is also tretinoin in this formula. There is kojic acid, niacinamide, as well as a, this is actually a, I believe it's like a hydrocortisone type ingredient, but it's called flucosanol. But it actually helps the other ingredients work better in the formula. That's why they put it in there. Now, I will say I was warned that I would experience quite a bit of dryness potentially with this formula, some flaking, some peeling. I was very diligent about hydrating my skin, and I was using this on my forehead pretty much almost every single night. Maybe 1 or 2 nights a week I would skip it and just use a really nice hydrator up there, like a moisturizer. But for the most part, the rest of my face from here down, I was not using this there because I don't need it. I don't have melasma anywhere else. It was just on my forehead. I would apply this to just my bare skin, and then I would go over with a hydrating serum after about 20 or 30 minutes, and then also a moisturizer. And I feel like that really helped my forehead look incredibly soft and smooth throughout this process. I actually didn't deal with like a ton of dryness. I don't think that your skin has to look rough during this process with a prescription type product. I think you just need to make sure that you are babying your skin otherwise, and I really was. So this has really been the only thing that I've been using on my forehead. And you guys, I can barely see the lines. Now I'm wearing makeup right now, obviously. The pictures that I will show at the end, the very first picture is a picture I think from maybe the beginning of this past year or possibly early last winter, like end of December time. And then the second picture is just from this morning, and you can really see that the lines are significantly reduced. Pretty much I can go without wearing makeup. I don't most days because I like it. It's part of my routine. It makes me feel good. But yeah, you guys, it's getting rid of it. And all I had to do was finally admit that the over-the-counter stuff just wasn't going to do it. I could have kept going and going, but it was not addressing the melasma with the type of ingredient that my skin really needed to get rid of it. Now, here's the thing. Melasma can pop back up, right? Like, it is something that can certainly flare up. And so from time to time, I might need to go back to this to help fade it. But for the most part, I feel like, you know, there is a good chance that I will have a really good outcome at the end of the 3-month period. By the way, you can only use this particular product because of the hydroquinone for about 3 months. Then you have to take a break for several months, and then you can do another round if you want to. I think it's just kind of a harsh ingredient, and they really don't want you using it on any kind of long-term basis, which I get. So at the end of the 3 months, I will certainly just continue to go back to using my regular skincare. Hopefully it doesn't pop back up, but it might. So that's the thing to know as well. But I know now all I have to do is do another course of this treatment, and that's what works. Biggest thing, you need to be wearing SPF, and preferably a higher SPF. So on the days where I have been actively like working outside in the yard, I've been using an SPF 50 just on my forehead. The rest of my face, I usually just go in with the Paula's Choice SPF 30, and that's fine. Also, on days where I've been working outside, I've been wearing a hat to try to just protect that area as much as possible. The hydroquinone can make your skin a lot more sensitive, so can tretinoin, so can the different acids in here, so you do have to be careful. But yeah, just go see your dermatologist. If something isn't working for you, it's okay to, I guess, admit defeat and to just go ask a professional for help, because that's what they're there for, right? So anyway, if you yourself are dealing with melasma and you've tried everything, go and talk to your dermatologist, ask them maybe what their preference is. All dermatologists are different. I saw a different dermatologist about 10 years ago. You know, she was not quite as proactive as my current dermatologist. She wasn't as much into like the skincare aspect of things, whereas the guy that I'm seeing now definitely is. So, you know, dermatologists, if you follow any dermatologist over on TikTok or Instagram, there's a lot of times where they're giving you like some differing advice, and you just have to connect with the people that sort of, I guess, you feel the most comfortable with. So that's what I did. I'm really pleased with how things are looking over here, and yeah, hopefully this helps you if you need to go and do the same thing. I will go ahead and pop in these before and after pictures for you, so hopefully you can see kind of the bands that I'm talking about. Like I said, the second picture is just from this morning, and they are just greatly reduced. Like, I would say probably more than 80% improved from what it was just over a month ago. So big difference. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch today. I hope that you have a great rest of your week, and subscribe if you're new. Give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.